Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to talk about adding attacks to a synth sound, and this is somewhat the same as, let's say, adding a very short closed hi-hat sound to a kick drum to add like that snappiness to that kick. It's the kind of the same principle here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have our oscillator 1 in Avenger here, and I'm just going to increase the mix here and detune it. Alright, so I have kind of a super saw sound. There's a way to make this a little bit more interesting. I'm going to go to my ARP, go to multi-pattern, and then select Epic Upriser, and then turn on the ARP for oscillator 1, just so we have something a little interesting to listen to. Yeah, so you get the point. So a common technique is to add a short blast of white noise to the beginning of the sound here. So I'm going to create a new oscillator by hitting this plus sign here. And this loads up another oscillator. I'll just solo that. I'll map that to the, or route that to the ARP. Right, and I have my noise here. And what I can do is, basically in Avenger, this is really cool. Each oscillator has its own low pass and high pass filters. And if you take that high pass filter, it's right here, and you take that all the way down, you can essentially make a silent oscillator, which is extremely useful. And we can select the noise here to make it a little bit more stereo. We can adjust the tone by adding, I guess, bit reduction to it, giving it a bit more attitude, I guess. So yeah, there is that. So with these together, right, let's take it a step further. I want to modulate or have control over the length of that noise blast. So I'm going to go over to my mod envelope, and here it is. I'm just going to drag that over here, and look at the lower right. That just appeared right there. So I'll just kind of increase that a little bit. And I have the noise all the way down already. And we can see that. Let's actually solo this. And I'll give you an example of what the blast sounds like. It kind of sounds like a hi-hat now. And you'd be right. This is how a lot of the analog, well, what am I using air quotes? Some of the hi-hats on these drum machine, the older drum machines, are sampled. But you know, you can make a hi-hat with a white noise sound. Just have it really quickly. Like you're hitting the hi-hat with brushes or something. So there's that, which adds a bit of an attack to the sound. And the cool thing about Avenger, another cool thing, is it has a mixer, a visual mixer, where you can mix things. Right, and I'm just gonna get rid of these guys. Over here, add, yeah, just a reverb. If I can find it. I was looking right at it, actually. Add a delay and then a reverb. Right, it's really easy to kind of smudge things, but the white noise blast kind of keeps it all there. And I'll just mute that. Right, it does something that a compressor wouldn't necessarily do. You're adding a white noise blast, and what the white noise blast is it's all frequencies at once, and it's so quick that the ear can't discern kind of what's going on. It just makes the sound more, very, way more bigger. So I'm gonna add, excuse me, I'm gonna add another sound. Now this is I guess something that you can look into. Avenger has these cool things called special samples, and they're clicks. Oops. And these act in a similar way. There's a good one. All right, so yeah, we have that one, which is kind of like a frequency modulated thing. And it can be its own thing. Right, as a weird example, that one's a little bit tonal, so maybe not quite, but who knows? The sky's the limit. That might add like a low or like a mid-low kind of thump going on. It's all about experimentation. Right, and yeah, that is that essentially. It's basically, instead of having just this guy here, and then, we could as well. Okay, I'll give you an example. We can use the mod envelope. Let's see. We can do something neat with the volume here. Right, so you got that kind of attack here. This is just a weird example. I'm just experimenting. You have this attack here, which kind of acts like the envelope, but I just wanted you to have something visual that you could look at. Especially, okay, this is even more compounded when you have the filter going on with the envelope, which the filter kind of slowly opens and closes, or not slowly. It's modulated by the ADSR down here. It's kind of hardwired in. You actually don't need to mod it in. And you can have these going, each one going to a different filter if you want, so you can have the white noise completely bypassing the filter. And you can do all sorts of fun things like that. This is just a starting point of a number of advanced, well, I guess not so much. I'm trying to move away from like the beginner stuff because I've covered that. I don't need to explain what a supersaw is anymore. I want to get into more advanced kind of things and techniques that I've picked up over the years, but I want to do them in a right way and in a way that's kind of interesting. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. Give it a try. You can use Avenger. You don't have to. Yeah, just give it a try. You can also check out the links in the description. There's some things in there that you should check out. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned stuff. And have a good one.